see all of you on this very newsy day, to say the least. The conversation went very well.
In a shocking turn of events, Karoline Leavitt, the Trump administration's new White House press secretary, stunned viewers and media alike with her bold move and sharp words during a live TV appearance. Known for her no-nonsense approach and unwavering loyalty to President Trump, Leavitt didn't hold back when the media tried to challenge her. What she revealed on live TV about The View and the mainstream media left everyone gasping. Get ready for a front-row seat to the drama and revelations that have sent shockwaves through the media world. In this exposé, we'll break down the stunning details of her fiery press briefing and her career rise that is making waves in Washington. It's not just the media that's getting exposed. It's the very power dynamics behind the scenes that Leavitt is shaking up. Let's dive into this unforgettable moment that you won't want to miss: the power play. Karoline Leavitt's debut as White House press secretary under President Trump ushered in a new era of political communication, one that was defined by a combination of youthful dynamism, unflinching loyalty, and media savvy. At just 27 years old, Leavitt made history as the youngest person to ever hold this prestigious role, a fact that immediately set her apart in a field traditionally dominated by older, more seasoned figures. However, what truly distinguished Leavitt's rise was not her age, but her ability to navigate the complexities of media and politics with an assertiveness and clarity that was rare among her predecessors. Leavitt's first live press briefing was nothing short of historic. In contrast to the often chaotic and combative nature of Trump's previous press secretaries, such as Sean Spicer and Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Leavitt brought a refreshing sense of composure and control. Her sharp delivery, combined with her deep understanding of the media landscape, allowed her to not only answer questions, but also challenge the narrative presented by traditional news outlets. The press briefing quickly became a spectacle, with Leavitt standing firm in the face of tough questions while simultaneously highlighting the biases of the media, an issue President Trump had long criticized. What made Leavitt's approach particularly groundbreaking was her ability to articulate a vision for the future of communication. She did not simply adhere to the conventional scripts followed by her predecessors. Instead, she used the moment to confront the mainstream media's often one-sided portrayal of the Trump administration. Leavitt's debut was a media revolution in the making, as she positioned herself as a fierce defender of the administration, while pushing back against what she saw as the media's unfair treatment of it. One of the defining moments of Leavitt's tenure was her clash with the hosts of The View, which revealed deeper tensions between traditional news outlets and new media. The exchange was not just about a disagreement between a political spokesperson and the media. It was emblematic of a broader divide between conventional journalism and emerging forms of communication. Leavitt's responses to the hosts were direct and unrelenting, exposing how the media's long-standing power could no longer go unchallenged in the age of social media and alternative news platforms. Through her handling of these critical moments, Karoline Leavitt became more than just a press secretary. She embodied a new political communication paradigm, one in which loyalty to a president, media acumen, and a strong sense of self allowed her to transcend the role and leave a lasting impact on the way political messaging would unfold in the years to come. The divide she helped highlight between traditional and new media would prove to be a defining characteristic of the political landscape during Trump's administration and beyond. One briefing at a time. Karoline Leavitt's rise to prominence as White House press secretary has captivated the nation, yet she remains remarkably private about her own story. At just 27, she made history as the youngest person ever to hold the prestigious position, a remarkable feat that speaks volumes about her skill, determination, and dedication to President Trump. What makes her even more fascinating is how she balances this high-profile job with her personal life as a new mother to 7-month-old Nicholas Nico Robert. Leavitt's personal and professional lives are deeply intertwined, with her role as press secretary occurring simultaneously with her journey into motherhood. Her son, Nico, was born in July 2024, just days before a pivotal moment in her career. Despite the whirlwind of childbirth, Leavitt's commitment to her duties remained unwavering. A few days after giving birth, she was already tuning into Trump's rally, witnessing a chilling event as he survived an assassination attempt on live TV. Her ability to juggle these monumental events speaks to her resilience and strength. Though her personal life may have brought her a sense of balance, her professional life has been anything but ordinary. As Trump's spokesperson during the campaign, she spent the first part of 2024 traveling across the country, passionately stumping for him while pregnant, proving that her commitment to the cause remained steadfast. Her debut in the role of White House press secretary further cemented her place in the public eye, and she hasn't let the spotlight overwhelm her. Leavitt's ability to maintain a composed, confident demeanor in the face of media scrutiny speaks to her mastery of political communication. Her youthful energy, combined with a sharp mind and an unshakable loyalty to President Trump, has made her a force to be reckoned with in Washington. Going full North Korea, Trump's press chief, Liz Harrington Leavitt, sparked intense debates surrounding her approach to media relations and her relationship with the truth. Often compared to her predecessors such as Sean Spicer and Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Leavitt's handling of difficult questions was scrutinized. Spicer and Sanders were frequently accused of spinning narratives, presenting misleading information, or defending controversial stances that many felt were not grounded in reality. However, Leavitt's style was distinctly different. While she maintained unwavering loyalty to President Donald Trump, her ability to present a more controlled, polished, and seemingly methodical communication style set her apart. Leavitt's press briefings were characterized by precision and a more composed demeanor compared to the bombastic, confrontational tactics that dominated previous Trump-era press relations. This approach allowed her to answer questions with confidence, keeping her cool under pressure. One area that frequently drew attention was her ability to handle tough inquiries about the administration's controversial policies, like the federal funding freeze or stringent immigration reforms. Instead of resorting to evasions, she often turned the tables, skillfully redirecting attention to what she believed to be the media's bias or lack of journalistic accountability. Her insistence on speaking the truth, while staunchly defending the administration's narrative, led to accusations of adopting a propaganda-like stance. Critics argued that her messaging was reminiscent of North Korea's tightly controlled information flow, where state-sanctioned talking points dominate the media landscape. This comparison stirred up a wider debate about the role of truth in political communication. Some felt that her brand of loyalty to Trump bordered on distortion, even if her delivery was more polished and sophisticated than previous press secretaries. However, Leavitt's defenders contended that her loyalty to the president did not inherently compromise her credibility. In contrast to earlier spokespeople, Leavitt seemed intent on preserving clarity in her message, even while maintaining a firm stance on defending the president's agenda. Her approach suggested that truth and narrative were malleable within the context of the administration's priorities. While some viewed this as problematic, others appreciated her ability to stay poised and direct in an environment that was often hostile toward the Trump administration. Ultimately, Leavitt's press briefings highlighted the continuing tension between loyalty and transparency in politics, sparking intense discussion about the ethical responsibilities of those who represent political figures. While some feared her methods were inching toward the manipulation of truth, others saw her as a disciplined communicator in a politically charged environment, a new era of press secretaries. In the ever-evolving world of presidential communication, the role of the press secretary has always been crucial in shaping the public's perception of the administration. With the appointment of Sarah Leavitt, a distinct shift in the press secretary's approach emerged. Her performance in the briefing room represented a sharp departure from the fumbling, chaotic appearance of her predecessors, notably Sean Spicer and Kayleigh McEnany. While Spicer's tenure was marred by awkward moments and falsehoods, McEnany was often associated with the propagation of disinformation. Leavitt brought a level of sharpness, composure, and professionalism that quickly captivated audiences. Leavitt's rise to prominence within the White House press office came at a time when the Trump administration's relationship with the media was increasingly contentious. Early in Trump's presidency, press briefings became fraught with tension, often characterized by confrontational exchanges and missteps that only deepened the divide between the White House and the press corps. In contrast, Leavitt's approach was marked by calmness, confidence, and an ability to stay composed under pressure. She avoided the emotional outbursts and defensive rhetoric that had characterized many of her predecessors, instead maintaining a smooth and controlled delivery even when faced with the toughest questions. One of Leavitt's most defining characteristics was her no-stumbles approach. She was well prepared and maintained a level of authority that seemed to emanate from her every word. Where her predecessors were often seen scrambling to explain or deflect, Leavitt managed to answer questions with precision and poise, rarely faltering. This newfound professionalism became the gold standard for White House communication, contrasting sharply with the chaos that had plagued earlier administrations. Her ability to handle pressure without becoming flustered was seen as the future of press briefings, providing a new model for how presidential communication could evolve. Her sharp and calculated responses were not only effective in navigating the media's scrutiny, but also allowed for a more focused narrative from the White House. The controlled and authoritative tone she set in the briefing room helped to restore a sense of stability and order to an otherwise turbulent period in American politics. As Leavitt's reputation grew, so did her influence, positioning her as a key figure in the shaping of media narratives that would unfold during the later years of the Trump administration. In essence, Sarah Leavitt's approach to the role of press secretary signaled a new era in presidential communication, one that emphasized professionalism, confidence, and a steady hand in times of crisis. Her ability to navigate the delicate relationship between the White House and the press created a blueprint for future press secretaries, establishing her as a significant figure in the modern media landscape. The growing influence of new media. In an era where digital platforms are reshaping how news is consumed and shared, Sarah Leavitt's tenure as press secretary marked a notable shift in the White House's relationship with the media. One of the most striking aspects of her press briefing was her recognition of the changing dynamics in media consumption, particularly the growing influence of new media platforms. In her very first briefing, Leavitt made headlines by announcing a major departure from tradition: the introduction of the new media voices into the White House briefing room. This move signaled a significant transformation in how the White House would engage with the public through the press. By opening the door to a broader range of media outlets, including TikTok creators, bloggers, and podcasters, Leavitt took a bold step towards adapting to the realities of modern communication. Social media platforms and digital content creators have become powerful forces in shaping public opinion, particularly among younger audiences who increasingly turn to these platforms for news. Leavitt's decision to include influencers from these realms reflected her understanding of the evolving nature of news dissemination, where information is no longer filtered solely through traditional media outlets like newspapers, television, and radio. This embrace of new media was an important acknowledgement of the shifting media landscape. Leavitt's decision to recognize digital platforms as legitimate sources of information was not just a reaction to the changing environment, but also a strategic move that aligned the White House with the platforms that were growing in influence. In doing so, Leavitt highlighted the growing divide between traditional media and the newer forms of media that have found their niche in the digital age. Her support of new media also subtly critiqued the traditional media establishment. By providing a space for alternative voices to participate in White House briefings, Leavitt gave visibility to creators and influencers who were often sidelined by mainstream outlets. This was especially important in a time when distrust in traditional media outlets was at an all-time high. Alternative platforms have played a pivotal role in filling the gap for many people who feel underrepresented or misrepresented by conventional news sources. Empowering new media voices allowed for a more diverse array of perspectives and ideas to be brought into the public discourse. These platforms often offer unique insights that resonate with different segments of the population, particularly younger generations who are more likely to engage with content on social media than with traditional news outlets. In recognizing this, Leavitt not only helped the White House keep pace with contemporary media trends, but also ensured that a broader range of public opinion had a voice in shaping the national conversation. Leavitt's efforts underscored the changing role of the press secretary in the digital age, where influence is no longer solely in the hands of mainstream media. By embracing new media, she played a pivotal role in redefining the ways in which information is communicated to the American public. This shift was not merely symbolic, it was a crucial step toward embracing the future of news consumption, where digital platforms will continue to play a central role in shaping public discourse. A family-centered leadership style. One of the most compelling aspects of Sarah Leavitt's time as press secretary was her ability to balance the intense demands of the White House with her commitment to family. In an environment that is often associated with long hours, high pressure, and relentless scrutiny, Leavitt's emphasis on family values and motherhood offered a refreshing perspective on leadership. She often spoke about her experiences as a mother, while managing the responsibilities of one of the most visible and demanding roles in American politics, offering a humanizing portrayal of a woman in power. Leavitt's focus on family not only shaped her leadership style, but also helped redefine what it meant to be a successful leader in the modern political landscape. By openly discussing the challenges of balancing her career with raising children, she showcased a more relatable side of herself, which resonated with many Americans, especially women. This transparency about her personal life allowed the public to see Leavitt not just as a political figure, but also as a mother, grounding her authority in a more personal, human context. Her family-centered approach to leadership also helped soften her image in a political environment often dominated by rigid professionalism and intense partisan divides. Leavitt's ability to manage both the professional and personal aspects of her life conveyed a sense of balance and resilience. It became clear that she valued her role as a mother just as much as her responsibilities at the White House, which made her more accessible and relatable to the public. In a political climate where personal stories often blend with political narratives, Leavitt's family values offered an important counterpoint to the often impersonal nature of government. Moreover, Leavitt's advocacy for family-focused policies aligned with the values promoted by the Trump administration. By balancing motherhood with her demanding role, she demonstrated the real-life application of policies that prioritized family support, making her an authentic voice for pro-family initiatives. This was significant because it reinforced her credibility as a leader who truly understood the challenges families face, particularly working mothers. In many ways, Leavitt's leadership style served as a model for how women could navigate high-stakes political environments while maintaining their personal values. Her ability to combine a commitment to family with a sharp, effective approach to her professional role set a new standard for leadership, proving that it is possible to succeed in both spheres without compromising one for the other. Leavitt's family-centered approach was a defining feature of her tenure, leaving a lasting impression on both her colleagues and the public. And there you have it, Karoline Leavitt dropping truth bombs on live TV, exposing the behind-the-scenes drama in a way that left everyone stunned. Her bold move has definitely shaken things up, and you won't believe what's next. But what does this mean for the future of TV and media? Is this the start of a new wave of bold, fearless voices taking on the establishment? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Karoline was right to speak out, or did she cross the line? If you're loving this kind of content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're always in the loop with the latest shocking moments and hot takes. Trust us, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.